Midnight. You use classic horror stories every day. They're part of our culture, our nightmares, and our thrills. But have you ever stopped to think about what happens when these timeless tales meet the cutting edge of artificial intelligence? 030. But do you know what actually happens when you let AI rewrite these stories? Let's peel back the layers and see what lies beneath. 130. Layer 1. The obvious. Most people know that AI can analyze patterns, learn from data, and generate new content. In the case of horror stories, AI can study countless tales, identify common themes, and create new narratives that follow similar structures. It's like giving a robot a recipe book and asking it to bake a cake. The ingredients are there, but the final product might have a few surprises. 2 o'clock.
AI starts by breaking down existing stories into their core components: characters, settings, plot points, and emotional beats. It looks for patterns in how these elements are used to build tension, create scares, and resolve conflicts. Then, using machine learning algorithms, it tries to replicate those patterns in new ways. The result is often a story that feels familiar, yet strangely off-kilter, like a haunted house you visited before, but with all the furniture rearranged. 230. Layer 2. Going deeper. The technical reality is more complex than it seems. AI doesn't just copy and paste existing stories. It uses sophisticated natural language processing techniques to understand the nuances of language and emotion. It analyzes word choice, sentence structure, and even the rhythm of the prose to create a narrative that feels authentic and engaging. 3 o'clock. Think of it like teaching a computer to play chess. At first, it might make random moves based on basic rules. But as it learns from each game, it starts to recognize patterns and strategies that lead to victory. Similarly, AI learns from each story it analyzes, refining its understanding of what makes a good horror tale and how to craft one that will send shivers down your spine. 330. Layer 3. The surprising part. What most people don't know is that AI can also introduce entirely new elements into classic horror stories. It might add unexpected twists, create new characters, or even change the setting in ways that challenge our expectations. This is where things get really interesting because the AI isn't just following a template. It's exploring new possibilities and pushing the boundaries of what we consider scary. 4 o'clock. For example, imagine a classic ghost story set in a Victorian mansion. An AI might decide to move the action to a futuristic space station, replacing the creaking floorboards with malfunctioning robots and the ghostly apparitions with holographic hallucinations. The core elements of fear and suspense remain, but the context is completely transformed, creating a fresh and unsettling experience. 30. The human element. Behind all this technology are the people who design and train the AI systems. These individuals make crucial decisions about what data the AI should analyze, how it should interpret that data, and what kind of output it should produce. Their choices shape the final product in subtle but significant ways. 5 o'clock. Think of it like a film director choosing which actors to cast, which locations to shoot in, and which music to use. Each decision influences the overall tone and impact of the movie. In the same way, the humans behind the AI influence the tone and impact of the generated horror stories. 530. Why this matters to you. Understanding how AI interacts with classic horror stories can help us appreciate both the power and the limitations of this technology. On one hand, AI can create new and exciting variations on familiar themes, offering us fresh perspectives on age-old fears. On the other hand, it can also highlight the importance of human creativity and intuition in crafting truly compelling narratives. 6 o'clock. When we read an AI-generated horror story, we're not just consuming entertainment. We're also witnessing a fascinating experiment in the intersection of art and technology. We're seeing how machines can learn from human creativity and, in turn, inspire us to think differently about our own creative processes. 630. What's coming next? As AI continues to evolve, we can expect even more
innovative and surprising takes on classic horror stories. Future developments might include AI that can generate interactive horror experiences, allowing readers to make choices that affect the outcome of the story. Or perhaps AI will collaborate directly with human writers, suggesting ideas and helping to refine plots and characters. 7 o'clock. Whatever the future holds, one thing is certain. The relationship between AI and horror storytelling is only going to get more intriguing. So if you're enjoying this, hit subscribe. We post stories like this every day and you don't want to miss the next one. 730. Subscribe and hit the bell. We drop new horror content every single day. The next story is even crazier. If you like this, watch our upcoming video on Describe Next Video Topic. 8 o'clock.